Hello everyone. Today I would like to discuss about my course walkthrough for ECI 834. Here is the classroom code. If the students wants to assess my classroom, then they can use the classroom code. And here is the all activities as well as the lesson plan that I posted in my Google Classroom. And in the classwork all the things are properly arranged, so I will show you my lesson plan. First of all, I added my course portfolio. In this course portfolio, I discussed about my course description, target population, course timeline, and the tool sets that I will use in my Google Classroom. Actually, I use and the Google Classroom because which is very helpful and easy way to teach the students. And the Kahoot, Mentimeter and the Jamboards are used for arranging activities. And here is the course objective. And I followed the Saskatchewan curriculum for my lesson plans. And I also added the assessment methods. How can I assess the student? And I also added the Google sheet in which I will come to know about what are the strength and weaknesses of the students. And I think so that which is very helpful for me in order to add as well as plan my second lesson plan. And here is the unit plan. Unit plan, I think so that unit plan is the best method because in this way I can easily organize all the things. Here is my unit plan. In first of all, what the students learn from my lesson plan, what the questions that they have learned, and what the content knowledge that the students will understand from my lesson plan, and how can I check the prior knowledge of the students. And the assessment criteria, here is the assessment criteria that I followed in for the assessment of the students. And here is a small introduction. In this small introduction I added the definition of the 2D shape and the guidelines for the students. This is the synchronosis session that always on Thursdays 11:30 to 1:30. And if the students want to meet, and if they have any doubt, then they can also interact with me face to face. And attendance are mandatory for this course. And here is the overview of the course, means how, what are the shapes, what are the 2D shapes, 2D shapes. And this is a small lesson plan in which I discussed about the triangle, square, circle and rectangle. And first of all I added the small activity. This is a Jamboard activity. And in here is the definition of the 2D shape and what are the 2D shape. And I also added what is the definition of the circle and the properties of the circle. And here is the square, definition of the square and the properties of the square. I discussed the rectangle, properties of the rectangle, triangle, properties of the rectangle. Lastly I added the group activity in which I can find what the students learn from my lesson plan. Okay, here is the Kahoot. After completing the lesson, the students have to give the answers of the question, and I added the link. With the help of link, the students can go to the Kahoot. So, with the help of Kahoot, they can learn. I can assess the students with the help of Kahoot. I added four questions in the Kahoot. Here is the four questions that the students have to give the answer of that question. And here is the Google form, in which in this Google form I added five questions. After that activity, students have to participate in this activity. So this is very helpful for the students and for me also. So in this way I can find the outcomes of the students. And here is the rubric. I This is a small rubric in which I can understand what the students have to provide the answer or not. And I will assess according to the that rubric. Okay, this is the guidance for the students, and how the students can follow the lesson plan, and how the students can submit their assignments on the Google Classroom. This is all information that I provide for my first lesson plan. And now this is my second module, second lesson plan. First of all, I added the quiz activity. This quiz activity is related to my last, means the first lesson plan, so I can check the prior knowledge of the students. Students have to give answers of the six questions which is related to my last classroom, last module. And in this lesson plan, in I the students to know about what are the symmetrical shapes. And this is the small video for the symmetrical shapes. In this video I discussed what are the symmetry, and what is the symmetry, what are the 2D shapes. And in this video I mostly added the real life examples. So it is the best method for the students to learn about. For example, I added the picture of butterfly so that they can learn the symmetry. If we cut the butterfly into the two pieces, then both of line, if we line draw in the middle of the butterfly, both the sides will be equal. That shows the lines of symmetry. And here is the line of different type of line symmetry: horizontal, vertically, and diagonally lines of symmetry. And now I also discussed about what are the different shapes and the lines of symmetry. For example, the circle is a symmetrical and one line of symmetry. And triangle, and I also discussed that shapes in which they have more than one lines of symmetry. For example, square, here is the square, you have four lines of symmetry. Rectangle have two lines of symmetry. And this is the Jamboard activity. And I added four questions. In this Jamboard activity, the students have to give the answers the how many lines of symmetries diamond have, and they have to draw the line of symmetry. Here is a picture of oval, heart, and this is the small activity in which there are nine shapes, so they have to draw the lines of symmetry. Here is a two worksheets. First of all, students have to draw the lines of symmetry. And in this worksheet, first of all, this is the examples that students have to follow, and they have to give the answers and draw the lines of symmetry with the with following the instruction of that example. And this is the second worksheet. This is the symmetrical. With this worksheet, they can also learn about the asymmetrical shapes, because they know about what are the symmetrical shapes. With the help of line draw, they can also learn about what the asymmetrical shapes have. And this is the rubrics for the assessment. Students have to submit that assignment on April 10, and after that I followed that rubrics. This is the rubrics for the assessments of the students. Students meets the expectations of the lesson plans or not. If they have any kind of problem, then I will discuss again. Here is the quiz activity. Okay. No, here is the instructions for the students, and attendance are mandatory. If they have any query, then they can or I will also organize the face to face sessions with the students. Students have to complete the assignments before the due date or on due date. Here is the Google Meet, and for second lesson plan, on every Thursday they have to I will attend the classes of 1 or to 2 p.m. on Google Meet. Here is the guidelines for submission of assignment, and this is the small video. The students have to watch that video. With the help of that video, they can learn how to add assignments on the Google Meet, on Google Classroom. A small video, and they can watch it, and they can submit the assignments with the help of this video. And if they will face again any kind of problem, then I will interact with them and help to solve that problem. So that is my course walkthrough, and thank you everyone for listening my course walkthrough. Thank you so much, and thank you everyone for ECI 834.